workout for today, so I hope you will join me for that. And then I hope you will stick around after the workout for my weekly Monday mobility challenge. The only thing I'm using for today's workout is my jump rope. So if you have a jump rope, go ahead and grab it. You can use it today. But if you don't have a jump rope, that's fine. You can still do this workout right along with me. You don't need any equipment whatsoever for this workout. I will also be using a mat. So if you have an exercise mat or a yoga mat, grab that as well. If you don't have a mat, a towel may suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all, but you will be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So let's start with jump rope, because the workout is going to be starting with jump rope. Let's just get that out of the way. So I'm using Victoria today. Victoria is my beautiful silver jump rope with these pretty light pink metallic handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link, use coupon code Rebecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. We are counting revolutions of the jump rope, so I always just kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope, but you can do any style of jump rope you want. If you're more comfortable jumping with your feet together, great, jump with your feet together. If you're like a jump rope expert, you can do something more challenging like high knees or jump rope jacks, it doesn't matter. The only important thing is that we're counting revolutions of the jump rope. I'm going to be doing a total of 2,000 revolutions of the jump rope over the course of the entire workout, just so you know, okay? So if you don't have a jump rope though, you can substitute with any other type of cardio that you want. So you really can just pantomime jumping rope. So if you have a ropeless jump rope, it's really just two handles that you hold on to while you jump over an imaginary rope, grab that, you can use that instead. If you don't have one of those, you really can just hold on to imaginary handles while you jump over your imaginary rope. That's absolutely fine. But if you don't want to do that, you can jog in place, you can do high knees, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, okay, any kind of cardio exercise you want to do will work in place of jump rope. So just pick any kind of cardio exercise you want, and there's your equipment-free substitution if you don't have a jump rope. The next exercise we're going to be doing is a one-arm half burpee. So when I say a half burpee, I'm always talking about a burpee with no push-up. And when I say one arm, obviously we're only using one arm. So you're going to start with one hand either on your hip or behind your back, wherever it's comfortable for you. You're going to bend down and place your other hand flat on the floor or the ground in front of you. And then you're going to jump or step your feet back so that you are in a plank position with only one hand down. So if you want to step your feet back, if you need something impact-free, that's fine. You can step your feet back into a plank position, then step them back in and stand. I'm going to be jumping my feet back into a plank position and jumping them back in, so it will look like this. Super simple, but super tough. Then I'm going to add a round kick. So I'm going to take this free hand, the hand that was just down on my mat for my half burpee. When I stand, I'm going to extend this arm straight out in front of me. And I have my palm facing you right now. This is going to be my target. I'm going to pick up this foot on the same side as the arm that's extended out in front of me. And I'm going to kick this foot around in a circular motion. So I'm going to pick up this foot, bring it first across my body, and then up and in like a big circle, so that I'm trying to kick my palm. My striking surface is going to end up being like the outside of my foot or heel, okay? So it's going to look like this, okay? So that's one rep. I'm going to stand one side for the entire set. So hand on the hip or behind your back. I'm just gonna put one together real quick so you can see what it looks like once it's all put together. Hand down, jump the feet out, jump them back and stand, extend that arm out in front of you, pick up the foot and swing that leg around for a round kick, using your palm right here as a target, okay? Hand down, one arm half burpee, round kick. That is our first exercise. So if you're a beginner, if it's too difficult to do it on one hand, just use both hands. So you can just jump or step your feet back and in. Okay, so if you need impact free, you're stepping out and stepping in. Stand. And if you don't want to do the round kick, you can eliminate it, but you can also just do your kick a little bit lower, okay? So you don't want to have your hand down here, I don't want you hunched over, but you can just kick down here, that's fine. If you want to have a target in front of you, like a low plyo box or something that you have to kick over, that will work, but you really can just kick over an imaginary target and just do that kick as high as is comfortable for you, okay? So if you can't get your leg all the way up here, that's fine. You can have an imaginary target down here or an actual physical obstacle that you need to clear, and you can do your kick lower. You can also eliminate the kick if you need to. So putting that all together, here's your beginner modification. Instead of one hand, you're putting both hands down in front of you. Instead of jumping your feet back and in, you're stepping them back and in. And then if you want to eliminate the round kick, just eliminate it and go right into your next rep. If you want to do the round kick, you can do your kick down here, that's fine. Okay, but that is your beginner modification for the first exercise. The next exercise is going to be transformers. These have different names, but I don't know, I call them transformers. Basically, you're starting in an elbow plank, and then you're coming up to a high plank, one arm at a time. So starting in our elbow plank, before we get into our plank, let's just go over your proper form. For your plank, the main things you want to remember, number one, you want your head in line with your spine. So if you imagine that you are standing with your back up against the wall and you want to just be gently pressing the back of your head into the wall, that's where you want your head. You want your head to be perfectly up and down in line with your spine. Okay, and then you want your shoulders away from your ears and you want your back flat. So remember those 3 bullet points. Head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ears, flat back. So when I say head in line with the spine, this is what I'm talking about. As you're down here in your plank, it's very common that people will start allowing your head to droop down towards the mat like this. You don't want your forehead anywhere near the mat, okay? So make sure your head stays in line with your spine. Shoulders away from the ears, especially when you're up here in your high plank. A lot of people will tend to kind of sink down into their shoulders. So you want to be always pressing the ground away from you, so that your shoulders are away from your ears, and you want to make sure that your back is flat, meaning that you're not allowing your hips or your belly to droop down towards the mat like this. Tighten up your abs, use your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them lifted nice and high, whether you're down here in your elbow plank or up here in your high plank. Okay, so just remember those 3 bullet points. Head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ears, flat back. Make sure you're keeping your abs super strong and tight and engaged the entire time. Make sure you're keeping those hips lifted high. So you're going to start in your elbow plank, and then you're going to pick up one hand, place your hand flat on the mat, and then the other hand follows. Pick up the other hand, place your hand flat on the mat, and then you're up in your high plank. Now, I like to alternate which hand is initiating the movement each time. So I'm going to come up and go down with the same hand moving first. So back to this hand, I'm going to pick up this hand first, place my forearm back down on the mat, the other hand follows. So with that rep, I initiated the movement from my elbow plank to my high plank with this hand, and then I initiated the movement from my high plank back down to my elbow plank with this hand. That's one rep. For my next rep, so each time you come back to your elbow plank is one rep. So elbow plank to high plank, back down to elbow plank is one rep. So now for my next rep, I'm going to initiate the movement with the opposite hand, just so I end up even on both sides. Sometimes you might lose track, don't freak out about it, but it's something to be aware of. Just do your best to alternate which hand is initiating the movement with each rep. So for my next rep, I'm going to pick up this hand first, place my palm flat on the mat, then the other hand follows. And then again, since this is the same rep, I'm initiating the movement with the same hand on the way down. So that's rep number 2. Rep number 3, this hand will initiate the movement on the way up and on the way down. That's 3. Now other hand, palm, palm, elbow, elbow, that's 4. All right, so that is the second exercise if you are a beginner. Can you do this from your knees? Let me see if that works. Yeah, I think if you're a beginner, you can just do this from your knees. It's still a really challenging exercise, but I think that most beginners can probably manage to do something like this. So it's the same exercise. I just have my knees on the mat. So coming up to a high plank, then back down to elbow plank, alternating which hand is initiating the movement with each rep. So palm, palm, elbow, elbow. Palm, palm, elbow, elbow, like that. All right, so we're doing quite a few reps of these, so it might get a little bit taxing for your knees, even with a mat. So if you're doing this exercise from your knees, it might not be a bad idea, in addition to your mat. Well, first of all, you really could try folding your mat over a few times to make it thicker. But you could also fold up a towel, like a large beach towel, and put that underneath your knees on top of the mat, or a seat cushion maybe would work for that. So just to keep that in mind, that we're doing quite a few reps. So if you're planning on doing that exercise from your knees, just might get a little taxing. Maybe plan ahead and have a little extra protection for your knees in case you need it. But that is our second exercise. The third exercise is a squat variation. So let's quickly go over your proper form for squats. So your bullet points for squats, here's what I want you to keep repeating to yourself. Flat back, weight in the heels. Okay, so you want to keep your back flat and you want your weight to be in your heels. So when I say flat back, what we're trying to avoid is a rounded back. All right, so the very first thing you're going to do is tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets so that your shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted nice and high. That's what we want. And then the second thing I want you to think about is actually hinging at the hips and trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, because that is how you're going to keep the weight in your heels. I can actually pick up my toes. And then remember, your shoulders are back and down. So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Keep that chest lifted nice and high so that as you're pushing your booty back, think about trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, but also at the same time, you're thinking about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. The point is to have your spine nice and elongated, and that's how you're going to achieve that flat back. And by pushing your booty back, while you do that, that's going to help you keep the weight in your heels. And from here is where you can sink down into your squat. Then you're pressing your heels into the ground to stand, okay? So just remember, flat back, weight in the heels. Any squat variation you want to do is fine. I'm going to be doing sumo squats, and I'm going to add a calf raise at the bottom. So for my sumo squat, I'm going to start with my feet just a little bit wider than shoulder width, and I have my toes angled out at about a 45-degree angle, meaning that they're not facing you straight on, but they're also not facing the walls on either side of me. So you're gonna kind of split the difference so that your toes are pointed at about a 45-degree angle. And then from here, I'm gonna roll my shoulders back and down, chest is lifted high. Tight abs, pushing the booty back, keeping my back flat, keeping the weight in my heels as I sink down into my squat. And then as I get to the bottom here, before I press my heels into the ground to stand, I'm actually going to lift my heels up off the ground, pressing the balls of my feet into the ground for this little calf raise. And then I'm going to lower my heels and then press my heels into the ground to stand. So if you're adding the calf raise, make sure the movement is under control. So the point is that you don't want to just let your heels fall down. You want to lower them down with control, okay? Obviously you don't need to do it that slowly, but that's how much under control you want the movement to be. So shoulders back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are tight, pushing the booty back, trying to touch this gate behind me with my booty, trying to touch the wall in front of me with my chest. I'm going to sink down into my squat, and now I'm going to do my calf raise, lifting the heels, lowering the heels with control, press the heels into the ground to stand. All right, squat, calf raise, and stand. That is my squat variation. You can do any squat variation you want. Just remember, whatever squat variation you choose to do, keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels. Final exercise is single leg toe touches. So for this one, I'm going to be down on my mat. And really you can do any ab exercise you want here. That's fine, just keep in mind, we're doing a set of 100. So choose an ab exercise that you can realistically tackle a set of 100, okay? We'll be taking rest breaks. You don't have to do all 100 reps without stopping, but we are doing all 100 reps of this exercise before moving on. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to come down on my back, on my mat, and I'm going to start with my legs straight and my arms extended overhead. And then I'm just going to lift one leg straight up. And as I do that, I'm going to sit up and bring the opposite hand to tap the toes on that leg. And then I'm going to reverse the movement. So now lifting the other leg, sitting up, and bringing the opposite hand up to tap the toes. Alternating sides with each rep. So sit up and tap the toes. Sit up and tap the toes with the opposite hand, okay? So each toe tap is one rep, and we're doing 100 of those. So if you would prefer, you can do sit-ups, any sit-up variation or any crunch variation you want, but that's what I'm doing for my ab exercise. Super tough, but super simple, and that's it. That's all of the exercises we're doing today. So now here's the format. This is essentially a pyramid workout. If you remove the jump rope sections, then this works as a pyramid workout. So that's an option. If you have limited time today, or you don't have a jump rope, or you just don't want to add all this cardio, you can do this workout without the jump rope sections, and it will absolutely work as a standalone pyramid workout. So let's just go over that part of the format first, and then it will make more sense when we tack on the jump rope sections, okay? So right now we're setting aside the jump rope. Here's the format if you wanna skip the jump rope sections and just do the pyramid workout. So we are starting with our burpee variation. I'm doing a one arm burpee with a round kick, and I'm going to be doing 25 reps of that exercise all on the same side before moving on to the next exercise. The next exercise is going to be transformers. That's my elbow plank to high plank. And I'm going to be doing 50 reps of transformers. The third exercise is our squat variation. So I'm doing a sumo squat with a calf lift, and I'm doing 75 reps of squats. And then the fourth and final exercise is our ab exercise. So I am doing single leg toe touches, 100 reps. So now we have ascended our pyramid, now we're going to descend the pyramid, okay? So it's a pyramid workout, it looks like a pyramid. You ascend the pyramid first, and then you descend the pyramid. So now we're just going to go backwards. So the abs we're only doing once. We're doing 100 reps of our ab exercise, and then we're moving on to squats, okay? So another 75 reps of squats, and then another 50 reps of transformers, and then we'll finish with 25 burpees on the other side. So just make sure you remember which arm you started on, so that when you get to the bottom of the pyramid, after we have already ascended and descended the pyramid, when we get to the final exercise, you're going to make sure that you're working the other side. Now, if you're using both hands the whole time, you don't have to worry about that, but if you're doing one arm, just make sure that at the start of the workout, you are using a different arm than you use for the end of the workout. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's our little pyramid section. So we got that. What I'm going to do is, before I begin the pyramid, I'm going to do 1,000 revolutions with my jump rope. And then after descending the pyramid, I'm going to finish the workout with another 1,000 reps of jump rope. So it's 1,000 reps of jump rope tacked on to the beginning and the end of the pyramid workout. Make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Now, here's the other part of the format. This is going to be something different. I don't think we've ever done anything exactly like this before. And not that it hasn't existed before, but if you follow my workouts regularly, if you've been following my workouts for years, I don't think we've ever done this before. But we're gonna try it today and see how we like it. So we are doing 1 minute on, 1 minute off. So we're working our way up and down the pyramid, and then you can start and end with jump rope or some other type of cardio if you want. But we're working in 1 minute intervals and we're resting. We're giving ourselves a full minute to rest in between work intervals. So with my first 1 minute interval, I'm going to start jumping rope. I'm going to complete as many revolutions with my jump rope as I can in 1 minute. Then I'm going to rest for a full minute. So let's say, for example, I complete 150 reps with my jump rope in that first 1 minute. Then I'm gonna rest for a full minute. Then with the next 1 minute work interval, I'm going to pick up my count at 150. Let's say, for example, just to make the math easy, I'm able to complete another 150 reps in my second work interval. So now I'm up to 300 revolutions of the rope. I'm gonna rest for 1 minute, pick up my count at 300, and so on until I reach 1,000 reps, 1,000 revolutions with my jump rope. As soon as that happens, I'm gonna put the jump rope away and I'm going to start doing burpees. So if I have completed my 1,000th revolutions of the rope in the middle of a work interval, I'm going to immediately, as quickly as I can, hang up my jump rope and start doing burpees until that minute is up. Once that minute is up, again, I'm going to rest for a full minute. So let's say in that first minute, I was able to complete 4 burpees. I'll rest for a minute. As soon as my next 1 minute work interval starts, I'll pick up my count at 4. Okay, so we're just working our way up and down the pyramid, but we're working for 1 minute intervals and then resting for 1 minute intervals. 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. And then bookending that with our jump rope. But the jump rope works in the same way. 1,000 total revolutions of the rope, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. All right, so I know it's something a little different, a little new. It sounds maybe more complicated than it is when I'm trying to explain it, but just remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you, so watch me do it. Read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, especially because I know this is a new format. So if anything is unclear with how all of the exercises fit together or how you can modify the format and customize it to accommodate your time constraints or your fitness level or your access to certain pieces of equipment. If you have questions about any of these exercises that we are doing today, or if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, I am right here to help. So please just ask. It is very important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout so that you reduce your risk of injury and just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And it is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to please make sure that you are working to your own level. Modify the exercises as needed, rest as needed. We're 1 minute on, 1 minute off. So yeah, the goal is to not rest during the work intervals, those 1 minute intervals where we're on, and to only rest during our off intervals, but that might not be possible. So if you need to pause and rest during a work interval, then obviously pause and rest. Okay, challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can outside of those 1 minute rest intervals, but they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and that you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. Please do not sacrifice your form for speed. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and do this workout, grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you're jumping rope with me today, make sure that you have something soft beneath you. And now pause the video, go get dressed. Meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick 5-minute warm up and then we'll get right into the workout. All right. right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Rest your hand on top of your head. Make sure that your arm is completely relaxed. You're not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. Your hand is just resting there, and the weight of your arm is just doing all of the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck. But it's just gravity. You're not pulling down. Other side, so let your head fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your shoulders are not creeping up by your ears. Relax the shoulders. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So start by just allowing your chin to fall towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from shoulder to shoulder, you're going to start feeling your head get heavier and heavier. Your arms are nice and loose like a rag doll, and you are expanding your range of motion, just allowing your entire torso to kind of fall down in front of you. Next, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So just rolling your shoulders to the back. Make those circles as big as you possibly can. Really explore your full range of motion. And then we're going to do arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So begin by extending your arms out to the side and start by making small circles, but gradually as the interval progresses, you'll start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally, again, you are exploring your full range of motion, making those circles as big as you possibly can. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. You're going to bend your knees and sweep your hands down in front of you. As you straighten your knees, you're stretching up above, and each time you bend your knees, you're expanding your range of motion just a little more, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet right where they are. We're going to lunge side to side, nice and easy. Adding the arms, so with each lunge, you are reaching across your body with your arm. You should feel like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Loosening up those shoulders. Now step the feet in. We're going to march, but we're going to start with our knees low, and then gradually, as the interval progresses, we're going to start driving the knees up higher and higher towards the chest, until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest, feeling a nice little stretch in your glutes. Now we're going to do the same thing with a nice light jog. So just a jog in place, starting with the knees low, but gradually, as the interval progresses, you're driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest, until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can. And next is booty kicks. So it's still just a nice light jog, but with each step, you're bringing your foot behind you, trying to kick yourself in the booty with your heel. For this next one, you may need to hold onto a chair or the wall or something for support. If not, you can just have your hands on your hips. You're going to transfer your weight into one leg, pick up the other foot, and just start swinging the leg front and back. Nice and loose. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the other foot, and just start swinging the leg in front of you. Swing it behind, straight up and down. You can start low, and then gradually you can start increasing your range of motion. Now you're going to put this foot down. We're transferring the weight again. You're going to pick up the other foot, extend the leg straight out in front of you, and then just make a semicircle. Bringing that foot around and behind you, lifting my leg higher and higher with each semicircle, and then finally, I'm gonna drive my knee up towards my chest, other side, extend the foot out in front of you, making semicircles, lifting that leg higher and higher each time. And now for the final 2 reps, drive the knee up in front of you, use your hand to kind of guide it around for a hip circle. Last but not least is our hamstring stretch. So try to keep your back as flat as possible. I'm using this post If you use the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch to assist you getting into this stretch, it just might make it a little bit more accessible, make it a little bit easier to keep your back flat while you get into that stretch. And that's what we want. A flat back is going to help you isolate those hamstrings, which just makes the stretch a little bit more effective. But that's it. That's our 5-minute warm up. All right, so we are starting with jump rope, 1,000 revolutions of the rope. 1 minute on, 1 minute off. It's going to be super tough, so just do your best. I am starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh my goodness. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I managed to complete 150 revolutions with my jump rope. So now we're resting for a full minute. So breathe. So now with our next 1 minute interval, I'm picking up my count at 150. And I'm just gonna continue that way, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, until I get to 1,000 revolutions with the jump rope. I don't like this bell. I don't know why it's doing that. I must have hit. It's really weird. I don't like it. That's what we're working with. All right, 5 more seconds. Here we go. Pick up my count at 150. So I'm at 295. Makes sense? I don't know what I selected on this app. I broke my interval timer. So I've been using this app on my phone. I haven't gotten around to buying a new gym boss timer yet. I don't know what kind of settings I messed with, but it's making all these weird tapping noises, and I don't like the bell. I like just the regular beeps. All right. Anyway. This is what's happening today. 10 seconds. I guess that knock on the door means 10 seconds. I have no idea. It's very confusing. All right, here we go.
Ready?
Jeez. Okay. So 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 300. 453, I think I'm on. So almost halfway there. I feel like it's just like I selected, give me all the sound effects in your library for this timer. I don't know what I did. 453 I'm on. Okay. You might have to have like a piece of paper or something to write down your score, or to just like zip your lip. Maybe I'll just stop chit-chatting so I can keep track of my score better. Knock, knock. Who's there? 5 seconds left. All right, 453. Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. 7, 8, 9, 500. So 6:15. I'll remember 6:15 because that's the day after Flag Day. If you know, you know. Literally one other person on the face of the earth knows what I'm talking about. And I can pretty much guarantee you she's not watching, so I'm just amusing myself at this point. Just a little under 20 seconds left. So get ready to pick up your count wherever you left off. For me, that's 6:15. Ready. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 30. 40. 50. 700. $776. So I'm just about there. Just a couple more work intervals and I'll be done with my first round of jump rope. And then we'll move on to the actual pyramid part of the workout. Seconds. It's growing on me.
Ready?
Ready, Freddie. Let's do this. what, 900? Yeah, I think so. 10, 20, 30. So that was my 936th revolution of the rope. That means I have to do just another 74 revolutions. So then with the remainder of our next 1 minute work interval, I'm gonna get started on my one arm half burpee with a round kick. 20 seconds to rest. What did I say? I'm on 36. I'll start counting at 30 because I don't remember exactly where I was. So we'll do, just do another 80 revolutions because I forgot where I am, but 80 will cover me. All right, I'm ready. That's at least 1,000. I think it's a couple more than 1,000. It's all good. 20 seconds left in this work interval. So let's get started on our half burpees. Okay, so this is our one arm half burpee with a round kick. We're doing 25 of these. I completed 4 in that first work interval, so I have to do another 21. Remember, if it's too difficult to have one hand behind your back or on your hip, you can use both hands for these, that's fine. You can step your feet out instead of jumping them out. You can eliminate the round kick or you can do it lower, okay? Apply your beginner modifications as needed. Here we go, picking my count at 4. Okay, that's 19 for me. So now I have this full minute to rest. With the next work interval, I'm gonna finish up with my last 6 reps of burpees. And then I'm gonna go right into transformers. 50 reps of transformers. So I'll complete as many as I can before our next 1 minute break. means 10 seconds. So get ready. Pick up wherever you left off. I'm picking up my count at 19. So now right into transformers. So elbow plank to high plank, back to elbow plank. That's 1 rep. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Remember to do your best to alternate which hand is initiating the movement with each rep. Oh shoot, 14, that's what I left off on, 14. Make sure you're keeping track of your count. Again, it might help to have a pen and paper close by. You can write it down so you don't forget. I'm gonna do my best to always end on an even interval so I don't have to remember which hand I left off on. All right, so 5 seconds left. Pick up my count at 14. For me, that was 36. So I'm gonna do my best to hopefully maybe finish up all 50 reps within the next work interval if I can. Remember, we're going to 50. As we're ascending the pyramid, we're adding 25 reps of each exercise. And then as we descend the pyramid, we'll be deducting 25 reps of each exercise. 10 seconds. Remember where you were. I'm picking up my count at 36. finished up all 50 transformers. And I managed to get 4 squats done. Doing 75 squats before moving on to abs. So I have to do 71 more. You can do any squat variation you want. I'm doing a sumo squat with a calf raise. So my feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width. Toes are angled out at about a 45-degree angle. Shoulders are back and down. Chest is lifted high. Abs tight. Push the booty back. Calf raise and stand. So that's 5 for me. Shake out the legs. These next few minutes is going to be super tough. Make sure you're either writing it down or saying it out loud to kind of reinforce what number you left off on so you don't lose track of your count. A few more deep breaths. We've got about 15 seconds left. Shake out the legs. I'm picking up my count at 20. Ready? Here we go. Remember, you can be doing whatever squat variation you want. Just make sure your shoulders are back and down. Make sure your chest stays lifted high. Make sure your abs are tight. Make sure you're pushing your booty back, keeping your back flat, keeping the weight in your heels as you sink down into your squat. Picking up my count at 17. Ready? 34 for me. So I'm almost halfway there. Feeling it in my quads, my glutes, my calves, and my feet. Picking up my count at 34.
Ready?
It's 52 for me. So at the pace I'm going, I'm gonna need another 2 intervals to get to 75. And then as soon as I hit 75 reps, I'm gonna grab my mat and start with abs. 100 reps of abs. First, we gotta finish up these squats. It's gonna take me this next work interval and at least into another work interval after that, but hopefully I won't need the full work interval. I'll need this full work interval, but hopefully not the next one, we'll see. Picking up my count at 52. That's 60 for me. I get my mat ready for abs because that was my 70th squat. So I just have to do 5 more squats and then I want to immediately get started on abs. I'm doing single leg toe touches, 100 reps. Alternating legs with each rep, 100 total reps. And then it's right back to squats. All right, first, we just finish up with these final 5 squats.
Ready?
That's 75. So now right into abs. So extend the arms, extend the legs. Lift one leg, sit up and tap the toes with the hand on the opposite side. Alternating legs with each rep. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going. Okay, so I managed to complete 17 reps. I finished on an odd number, so I have to remember which leg I'm on. Well, this is nice. This is the best part of the workout so far. Just chilling down here, lying on the mat. I kind of wish I didn't have this awning and I could just be looking up at the clouds in the sky. Just forget that I have all these tough reps ahead of me. All right, so pyramid, we're adding 25 reps of each exercise as we ascend the pyramid. So we started with 25 burpees, then we did 50 transformers, 75 squats, so we're doing a total of 100 single leg raises. So I'm putting up my count at 17. So that's 18, 19, 20, keep going. It's 40 for me. 42. You guys know that I'm about to start crying about my weakling little abs. They are not happy with me right now. Hang in there, we're almost halfway done with these. It's gonna take me probably another 3 work intervals to finish these up, at least I would say. Should be able to get it done in 3, I hope. If you don't have weakling abs like me, maybe you can get it done faster. All right, so I'm on 42.
Ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. It hurts. 60. Oh, it just hurts so bad. Oh my God. I am in so much pain. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. I gotta strengthen my abs. I'm always crying when we do abs. All right, rest, breathe. I'm on 64. Every time we pause and rest, I need to come up with a mnemonic device to remember what number I'm on. So 64 is, will you still lead me when I'm 64? Will you still be sending me a Valentine? Birthday greetings, bottle of wine. Ready? I guess. $70. Ooh. Oh my God. Ow. That's 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 85. Ow. 86. I don't like this. Can you believe I'm actually looking forward to doing another 75 squats at this point? All right, 14 reps left to go. This is so brutal. My abs are just so weak. All right, 10 seconds. I got my count at 86. It's 90, just 10 more push. That's 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, last one, 100, and thank God those are all done. That's the one exercise we don't have to worry about repeating. All right, there's a pool of sweat on my mat. Let's do one squat. All right. So we have completed our ascension of the pyramid. And with that one squat that I managed to complete in the last work interval, we have technically started our descent. So now everything goes backwards. So the exercises go in reverse order. So we did half burpees, then transformers, then squats. So now on the other side of our abs, we're doing squats, then transformers, then half burpees. But the amount of reps of each exercise remains the same. So we did 25 half burpees at the start of the pyramid. We're gonna do 25 half burpees at the end. Transformers is always 50, squats is 75. So I've completed one squat, I need to do another 74. So it's gonna take a few minutes. Just do your best. You can do any squat variation you want. That's 17 for me. What do you think my mnemonic device is for 17? So I don't forget what rep I'm on. Okay, a couple more deep breaths. Shake out the legs and get ready. Here we go. Thought I could sneak in one more rep. It's okay. So I'm on 33. Picking up my count at 33.
Ready?
That was 50 for me. So it's gonna take me 2 more work intervals to complete these. I'm pretty consistently doing about 16-ish reps per minute. So if I can get to 66 by the time the next work interval is over, then I'll have only 8 left. No, 9 left, right? Okay, so. 60. Try to do 6 more. That's 66. Can I squeeze in one more? 67. I'm gonna get my mat ready. I have to just do 8 more reps of squats, and then I'm on to transformers. Transformers this time around are going to be tough, I know that. All right, 10 more seconds to rest. Finishing up with my final 8 squats. So I'm putting my count at 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, last one. Okay, squats are all done. Right into transformers. We have about 30 seconds left in this work interval. Stuff on an odd number, so I have to remember which side to initiate with. I managed to complete 11 transformers. So that's where I'm going to pick up my count as we start the next work interval. Remember, we're doing 50 of these. Seconds, a couple more deep breaths, and here we go. Picking up my count at 11. I left off at 32 So I'm more than halfway there. So all we have left to complete our pyramid is another 25 reps of our half burpee round kick exercise. So remember what side you started on. I started with this hand, so now I'm going to work the other hand and do my round kick with the other leg. Whew. I was only able to complete 12 reps. So I have to do another 13 of those. And then if you're not doing the jump rope sections, you're done. If you are doing the jump rope sections with me, we have another 1,000 reps of jump rope to go. But first, let's finish up these half burpees. I was only 24. So as soon as the next interval starts, I just have to finish up 1 rep. And then I'm gonna grab my jump rope and we're gonna start on this last bit, 1,000 revolutions of the rope. So just do your best. All right, so that's 25. So here we go. Finishing up with another 1,000 revolutions with the jump rope. Just over an hour in. It's probably gonna take me like another 20 minutes to finish. Hopefully I could do it in less than that, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I've only completed 90 revolutions so far. So I have a long way to go. I'm really fatigued, my legs are jelly, so it's hard getting my feet up and over the rope. I'll probably be tripping a lot over my jump rope, so it's gonna slow me down. It's 100. 200. at 550. So I'm more than halfway done. I'm getting there. A couple more deep breaths.
Ready?
I'm at 706. So hopefully just 3 more work intervals. Hopefully not quite the full 3, but it's gonna take me more than 2, I know that. Okay, 706 is where I'm picking up my count.
Ready?
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 800. $868. If I don't trip, I should be able to finish up with this next work interval, but now I probably jinxed myself. We'll see. But I'm at 868, so I have only 132 reps left to go.
Ready?
70, 80, 90, 900, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, that's 1,000. I stopped it, and now I don't think I can see where I left off. Darn it. I'll have to check. I meant to hit pause, but I hit stop instead, and I erased it, but it doesn't matter. I can watch the video and see how long it took me. And it was about, I don't know, an hour 15-ish, something in that neighborhood. But that's it. That's our full pyramid, plus our 2,000 revolutions with the jump rope that we used to kind of bookend our pyramid. That was an amazing workout. I kind of liked that format. You guys will have to let me know what you thought of it. Of course, we are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. But first, whenever I do a workout that includes jump rope, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope. So if you would like to join me, this is completely optional. The bonus burpee is not optional. The bonus burpee is mandatory. The workout is not officially complete until you have done it. But the additional set of 100 with the jump rope is completely optional. So if you would like to join me, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. Again, we're just counting revolutions of the rope. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 with the jump rope, and now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was pretty brutal. I really enjoyed it though. I thought that was a really great workout. On the fence about the format. I think I liked it. You guys will have to let me know what you thought of this format and if you think we should do this format again. But for now, get up. Let's do a quick cool down together. It's really important to get up and keep moving around immediately after the workout. Just to kind of keep the circulation going while you allow your breathing to normalize, while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit, so you really can just kind of pace around back and forth, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So just bring one arm across your body and use your other arm to pull it in towards your chest. Make sure that your straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure that the shoulder is relaxed. If your shoulder's all tensed and hunched up by your ears, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. So make sure your shoulder's nice and relaxed while you're stretching it, and make sure that your straight arm is completely relaxed. Shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bringing the opposite arm across your body. Use your other arm to pull it in tight towards your chest. Make sure your arm is relaxed. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Make sure you're continuing to move. So I always just kind of shift my weight from foot to foot. You can continue pacing around. You can shake out the legs. And make sure you're focusing on slowing down your breathing. So long, slow, intentional, deep breaths, okay? Shake it out. Let's do a quick tricep stretch. So you're going to bend one elbow, place your opposite hand on the elbow, and then pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feeling that stretch in your triceps. And again, while you're doing this, you're breathing intentionally. So long, slow, deep, controlled breathing. Continuing to pace around or just shift your weight from foot to foot. And you want to make sure that your free hand is completely relaxed. Your fingers should be pointing straight down at the ground. So you want to make sure that this hand is not hanging around up here somewhere by your shoulder. Pointing straight down at the ground. Fingers are relaxed, feeling that stretch in your triceps. Shake it out. Get the triceps on the other side. So bending the opposite elbow. Place your hand on your elbow and gently pull that elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feeling that stretch in your tricep. Focusing on your breath. All right, let's shake it out. And we'll finish with a quick quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold on to the wall or a chair or something for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you. Now reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands and press your heel into your booty cheek. As you are doing this, you want to make sure that you're tilting your pelvis forward, kind of tucking your booty underneath you. And picture trying to suck your belly button back towards your spine. Make sure as you do that that you're continuing to press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine those two things, you're going to instantly feel that stretch intensify in your quad. So shake it out. Let's finish up with that same quad stretch on the other side. So bring the opposite leg behind you. Reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Pressing your heel into your booty cheek. And as you do that, make sure you're tilting your pelvis forward. So I'm kind of tucking my booty underneath me and sucking my belly button back, trying to touch my spine with my belly button. So make sure you're doing both of those things at the same time, okay? Tucking the booty underneath you while you are pressing your heel into your booty cheek. So you really isolate those hamstrings. Makes the stretch much more effective. A couple more deep breaths. Shake out the arms. Shake out the legs. And that's it. That's our little 5-minute cool down. If you feel like you are still breathing heavily and your heart rate is still elevated, just take a few more minutes to kind of pace around. You could do a little more light stretching. That's great. Just keep in mind that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. You still need to make sure that you're taking a good 15 or 20 minutes or so to stretch. Immediately after the workout is going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to do it because your muscles are already nice and warm. But if you don't have time now, that's fine. You can put off your stretching until later in the day. Just make sure you take a few minutes to warm your muscles back up before jumping into your stretching routine. It doesn't matter what you do for a stretching routine, and it doesn't matter when you get your stretching done, just as long as you are taking time to stretch every day, because it's going to help alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injuries moving forward, and it's going to increase your flexibility. So just make sure that you are taking time to stretch every single day. And then once you feel that you are sufficiently cooled down and you are ready to try this week's Monday mobility challenge with me, it is Mobility Monday. So I found another mobility challenge on Instagram. And if you would like to try it with me, all you're going to need is something soft beneath you. So get your mat ready. I'm going to show you what it looks like. We'll watch it a couple times together so that we understand the movement, and then you can try it with me. All right, so I am watching the reel right now. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at so that you can see the movement and you understand the challenge and what it is that we are about to try to do. All right. Flexibility challenge, exclamation point. All right, this one looks tricky. Let's watch it again from the top. So she's starting in a pike pose and then basically going to a plow pose. So nothing especially tricky there, but now here's where it gets tricky. So she's grabbing a hold of her legs and then she is turning herself over. So I guess the challenge is that you cannot use your hands to help you right here as you make that transition. So she's just going from that plow pose. Let's watch it one last time. Plow pose, grabbing the hold of the backs of the legs, and then she's just kind of rotating over so that she's upright again. So it's a pretty simple movement, but it looks like it's going to be pretty tricky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. What I do know is that I'm going to need to figure out my mat situation, because she has two mats lined up side by side. So I might be able to do this if I move laterally across my mat, but I think that's the least of my worries. I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but that's the challenge. That's what we're going for. So I'm going naked feet again today. What is this? 3 weeks in a row, I think, of naked feeted mobility challenges. So if you want to go naked feet, that is up to you. Definitely you're going to want something soft beneath you. So grab your exercise mat or your yoga mat or maybe a towel. And then if you want to try this with me, let's give it a shot and see what happens. All right, so I got my naked feet. Let's hope that helps. I've got two mats side by side. This is how she had her set up. So this is what I'm going to try. I'm feeling really nervous because I am not very confident that I am going to be able to successfully complete this challenge. So wish me luck. If you are trying this with me, let's go ahead and come down onto the mat. If you're not trying it with me, I don't blame you. You can just cheer me on. I'm gonna need the help. So she was starting here in a pike position, and then she was just leaning back and bringing her legs up and over so that she was in a plow pose. And I can't do plow pose, so I'm hoping I can at least get that far. Let's just do that much and see where we're at with it. So starting here in my pike position, I'm going to lean back, bring my legs up and over so that I'm in a plow pose. Right, so far so good. Now I need to grab a hold of my legs. And here's the scary part. I just have to roll over. Kind of. If I was grading myself, I'd give myself a C-. I think I kind of got it, but not really. I didn't use my hands to help me. It obviously was not very clean, and she ended up facing perfectly this way. When I finally got myself upright, I was at kind of a little bit of an angle. So at the very least, I would need to clean it up. I think I might actually be able to do this one, but it's a matter of trusting the movement. It's a little scary because this is a movement that I'm not used to. So it's gonna have to it's gonna be a matter of just committing to it, I think. But I think that was pretty close. I don't know that I would necessarily count that as a successful attempt, but remember that with our Monday mobility challenges, warped wall rules apply always, okay? So that means that we get 3 chances. So that was my first attempt. I think if you were feeling especially magnanimous, you might say that I was successful, but it just wasn't pretty or smooth. I'm saying that probably was not really a successful attempt, but it doesn't matter. That was just my first attempt, so we get 2 more chances to get it right. So if you got it on that first try, amazing job, because that was kind of scary. But I'm feeling a little bit less nervous now. I'm feeling like with my next attempt, I might be able to kind of commit to the movement a little bit better and get it a little bit cleaner. So if you got it on the first attempt, go ahead and try it with me again and see if you can clean it up a little bit. If you didn't get it, that's okay. We get 2 more chances. So take a deep breath. We're gonna try this again. So here we go. This is attempt number 2. So I'm moving back to my yoga mat. I rarely have this one out here because I like to keep it a little bit cleaner, but I need it today. So, all right, starting up here in my pike pose, and now I'm going to lean back, bring my legs up and over so that I'm in a plow pose. And now grab a hold of the legs, and now here's where I really need to just kind of commit and go for it. Much better. It wasn't beautiful, but that's what it is, you guys. It was scary the first time and I didn't commit. I kind of tried to just ease into it, and you can't ease into it. You got to just go for it. All right, so really kind of create a little momentum and throw yourself over. I might have committed a little too much. I kind of went a little too far with it, but I think this is one, first of all, I would say that was a successful attempt, right? I think we got it. We got it. We definitely got it with that one. It could still use to be cleaned up a little bit, but I'm saying that was a success, and I'm pleasantly surprised because I was really feeling like legit nervous. I did not think I was going to be able to do this necessarily, and I didn't want to fail. So I'm so relieved right now. So hopefully you were able to commit with me and get it on that second attempt. If you already got the first attempt, hopefully that second attempt was even cleaner and more gorgeous. We're going to do it just one more time. So even though I was successful on that second attempt, I'm going to do it one more time because, again, I just want to get it cleaned up a little bit, because eventually I want to make my own little reel for Instagram, and I'll also share it as a short on YouTube. So I want to get it looking really nice and clean, but I did successfully complete the challenge. So I'm super excited about that. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. So if you still haven't gotten it, just take a deep breath. If you need to take a few minutes to pause the video and maybe stretch out your hamstrings a little bit before we jump back in and do this third attempt together, that might not be a bad idea if you're finding that that's what's kind of impeding you. If your hamstrings are a little tight, pause the video, take a few minutes to stretch out your hamstrings, and then come back. And let's try it one last time together, okay? So moving back to my pink mat. One more deep breath, here we go. So legs extended straight out in front, sitting up nice and tall in your pike pose. Now we're going to lean back, bring the legs up and over so that you are in a plow pose. Hug your legs and now commit to it. Ready? We're gonna roll over. And that's it. We did it. It still wasn't the prettiest, but I am absolutely thrilled that I was able to complete this mobility challenge because I really was not confident going in. But I committed, I did my best, and I got it done. Another successful Monday mobility challenge in the books. If you did this mobility challenge with me today, let me know how you did with it. Let me know if you were successful. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear about the format of today's workout and how all of the exercises fit together, how you can customize the format to accommodate your current level of fitness or your time constraints or your access to equipment, if you have any doubts about how to do any of the exercises from today's workout with the correct form, or if you need any further help with beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, I am right here to help, so please just ask. That is going to do it for today, but before I say goodbye, I just have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I'm going to give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It's kind of an interactive one. So it is, I want a tattoo of a blank on my blank. So you're going to use predictive text to fill in the blanks. So you're going to type out, I want a tattoo of, and then whatever word is in the middle, you know, the little bar of predictive text, you're going to select that word on my, and then again, you're going to select the word that's in the middle for your predictive text, okay? So I'll do one. Let me go grab my phone again. I'll do one and let you guys know what mine is. All right, so I'm typing, I want a tattoo of a cat on my forehead. I don't, but you know, if I were to leave a comment with the secret code phrase of the day, my comment would be, I want a tattoo of a cat on my forehead. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I want a tattoo of a blank on my blank. And that's it. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all next time. Bye.